right, man. A lot of Lions fans wanted Brad Holmes to trade for Chase Young. I think he ended up getting traded for like a fourth or third or fifth round draft pick. So a lot of people was mad, and Brad Holmes said it just wasn't possible or something like that. He said after, the trading deadline that the moves they did make, they just didn't present themselves. So, I mean, it's a relationship thing in the business. Maybe, they helped the 49ers out. I mean, he had one sack in the playoffs in 3 games. I think 2 tackles for loss, couple QB pressures. He had 7.5 sacks between the football with the Commanders and the 49ers last year. So, obviously they didn't tag him. They don't have the cap space to do so. So coming off, I think it's his first year coming off the major injury. If you didn't know what happened in Washington, that's his home area too. Ain't too far from where he's from. But long story short, I think he went to like a pass rush academy camp. It might have been Vaughn's pass rush academy camp. And what happened was he re-injured himself, and the Commanders didn't, clear him to be doing football activity, and he probably was like, "It's my body, my choice," So that really started the beef between the franchise. So they shipped him out of there, got some compensation. Also shipped Montez Sweat out of there. I remember I went with the Lions to draft Montez Sweat, but he now a Chicago Bear. The Bears paid him, traded for him, paid him. Didn't have to worry about him hitting the market. But now Chase is hitting the market, and check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Now Chase hitting the market, and it's like, cool, bet. You get opportunity to get him. I mean, Josh Allen got tagged, Brian Burns got tagged. They could be tagged and traded. I'm hearing that, Burns and the Panthers are far off a deal. I'm hearing Allen and Josh Allen, the edge rusher, linebacker, whatever you call him, and the Jaguars expected to reach a deal. So we'll see. Burns in the Carolinas way off now. We don't know if Burns charging them extra money because of the situation in Carolina and how shitty the owner is. But I mean, you got Chase Young there, Danielle Hunter. I'm not a big Danielle Hunter fan. But he only 29 years old. He seemed a lot older than that. So, but yeah, depending where Chase Young is physically, that'll be very, very interesting. Where he is physically. So if he check out physically, 7.5 sacks, and put him next to a Michigan over he Ohio State Fuckeye. Yeah, you heard it right. I mean, that'd be nice. Chase Young, Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know what the market is for Chase Young out there. Don't know if he'd be interested in coming to the Lions, lining up with Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, it'd be a good get. Just physically, do you want to invest in him? You know what I'm saying? You got the guys like Jadeveon Clowney that seem to be probably better suited while staying in Baltimore and being in that culture. I think he should stay in Baltimore. That's best for him. But if you get a buku amount of money, go do what you do. But, I think Danielle Hunter, Chase Young, probably on the top of the Lions list. Anytime you can poach a divisional rivals player, you want to do it. So that's Danielle Hunter. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, in theory, wasn't Chase Young the number 1 overall pick? Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 in his draft. That's a nice pass rush. I think Chase, if he recovered look pretty good. He gives you that speed off the edge that you need. Aiden Hutchinson is everything. Speed, power. Chase is speed, power. So they give you a good two guys on the edge that can manufacture pressure. You can never have too many pass rushers. I mean, still got Kaminsky, Josh Pascal, a couple other guys behind them. So yeah, I mean, if the money right and they can figure it out. Is it the biggest need? Is one of. I think they top 3 biggest needs is, I think I went with the interior defensive lineman because it's just so hard to find. You know what I'm saying? Hard to find. So you got somebody that can stop the run and push the pocket and rush the pass on the inside. That's the best pass rush you can get is running the quarterback's face. Then I would say corner is slightly right behind that, and then I would say the edge. So, but yeah, if you can get a Chase Young and you get that speed and y'all come to an understanding he fit the culture, because if he don't fit the culture, they ain't gonna mess with him. But sometimes sometimes you break your rules for certain people. Y'all need to be like, I don't want to date no baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And you got bad bitch. Oh, stepdaddy says it. And then a year later, you like, yeah, I should have fucked with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta actually be pretty, sometimes exceptions, you could be missing out on a good person. you know. So sometimes you kind of, but for the most part, you know, you want somebody that culturally fits or fits, you know, your program or what you want. So, but but yeah, that's interesting, man. But nonetheless, yeah, I love to have him if he's a fit and financially they can come to terms. But a guy like Clowney, just to say before, you know, anybody suggests Clowney, which I don't think nobody will, but it's always seemed to be one. It's best he go back to Baltimore. What did Jada Pinkett say on the red table? Go back to ask your husband. No, go back to Baltimore. That's where you best at. That's where she from. She told that girl, go back to ask your husband. Go back to Baltimore. Tell your agent to get you back in Baltimore. That's a match made in heaven. Unless somebody gonna give you a whole bunch of money, Baltimore is the best fit for him. Not Detroit, not Detroit, not was the Detroit team, the amateur, the Mustang. What are we? The Mustang, the Bullfrogs, or something? Nope. Go right back there. Perfect fit for you, homeboy. Home skillet, home slice, whatever people say back in the day. But yeah, man, I actually like Chase Young here, man. That should be lit. Boy, they get Chase Young. Are they like a defensive tackle from Illinois in the draft? They can find a couple corners. Oh shit, it's gonna be a movie next year. But you just never know year to year. Lions, I think, you know, are fighting to be consistently at the top. And one of the things you find out about teams that's consistently in it to win it every year, or that's in the mix, y'all got top quarterbacks. You know, Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes, Dan Marino, they was in the mix. Roethlisberger made sure Pittsburgh was in the mix. You know, Aaron Rodgers always had Green Bay in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even Stafford always got, you know, the Rams in the mix. And he looked really, really good last year. You know what I'm saying? That he was a very impressive. They went to Baltimore, and Baltimore was shutting shit down, and they put on the light show. If it wasn't for Taylor Wallace getting that punt return, he looked really good last year. You just imagine if Stafford would have waited and been this healthy, shit, the Lions would have won the Super Bowl last year. But let me stop it. I think Jared Goff is more made for the Lions, though, to be honest. Stafford, it seemed like Stafford with McVay is not taking as many risks as he did in Detroit. So yeah, that I gotta say. I think Goff is perfect for what we're doing. So but we'll see, man. But yeah, I'm all in on Chase Young, and if you get him and don't have to give up draft compensation, Brad Holmes playing chess, and we out here playing sorry. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, hit the link tree, find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Facebook, Instagram, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support, peace.